So Kg, who's started very positively. And of course, the French will be hosting the World Championships, which is also the big qualifying opportunity to earn points for your team, to earn places ultimately at the London 2012 Olympic Games. So this man's contribution very important. So this is for a new personal best by 4 kilos.
Huge PR, especially under these conditions. He makes this.
Steady in the bottom position. Ah.
Yeah, the right arm was really close to buckling, I think, you know. Good effort. You know what? You can see he's got this lift really close to him. I mean, he's going to get this. I wonder if he's made it in training a bunch of times.
Yeah,
almost nailed it today.
Yeah, I've got a feeling he has, and I've also got a good feeling about him coming out now and doing this. Just need to just.
See the right arm? Oh,
yeah.
It did break anyway, but he didn't straighten it back out. He might have been able to, who knows, squeeze out a couple of white lights on that. No, that looked really severe and slow motion.
Yeah.
That camera angle's a little different from ours too.
Yeah.
The last shot. Yeah. But yeah, as you say, you know, extra pressure on him in some sense because the French team, the nation France, hosting the World Championships this year, big spotlight on that championship.
Well, the interesting thing, Randy, is you know we've seen the decline in the last couple of years of Wenceslas Dabaya, who's here to compete, and they all talk about Enikin as now being their #1 man.
That guy can uncork a big clean and jerk, and that's the gun you want to bring to the fight.
But they need points. That's the point.
Yep.
This is a job that this man has to do for the team as much as he has to do for himself. Not on this night, but come Paris in November, he has to get points.
Yeah.
Points mean places for the Olympic Games. So, I mean, we all think, we all think he can do this. We all hope that he will now. Come on, finish it off.
Just a little extra bit of gas, a little more elevation on the second attempt, and he made that look good.
Yeah, it's that little bit of extra aggression as well.
Yeah. You know, maybe he had a little extra boost of confidence, allowed him to attack this thing a little bit more aggressively.
And that's good.
Nice view of the snatch. If you're new to the sport, this is the Olympic sport called weightlifting. 2 lifts, the snatch, which is what we're looking at right now. And later we'll see what's called the clean and jerk. Best snatch and your best clean and jerk are added up to give you a total. 3 attempts in each lift for each lifter.
So that's pleasing. And the 124, of course, takes him in momentarily, at least to the lead. So out onto the stage, Dimitris Minasadis, representing Cyprus, 21 years of age, junior European champion a couple of seasons ago, and a talent. But a talent coming back after knee surgery.
Looks like he's being coached by the Greeks.
Indeed. Or supported by them.
Yeah, look at this.
And why not? 125 for the lead.
He might have cut his pull a little short on that. I mean, on the snatch, what you do is you pull the bar high violently, and then you instantaneously at the top of your pull, reverse directions and race underneath. Sometimes you start racing a little too soon. That is not what he did there. He did not do that. He pulled, maybe didn't quite get it high enough. The bar's a little bit out front too, and that's why it went up and down like that. Went up, came back down. Not what he wanted. He'll be back.
And Damian Wisniewski of Poland, 125 kilos, weighed in at 61.83. So that 125 puts him up into first place.
Well,
Wisniewski of Poland, another junior who won Junior European Gold title, or under 23 title actually, in 2009, and showing he's made progress. And out onto the stage now, the first appearance of the first of the two Turks here. This is Hurst Atak, just 19 years of age, from Ankara. And as you watch him lift here, watch his eyes. $125 on the bar. Well, you have to wait till he does a successful one.
Yeah, I got blown out of the back of that. Meant the bar was a little bit out front. Couldn't fix it overhead and basically got squeezed out in reverse under the bar. You see this in slow motion. Pulls. Looks a little awkward there. You can see his feet coming off as he's pulling. The lifter's not really jumping off the platform. You prefer to remain in contact, but sometimes it'll just fly off as you're pulling. Not something you'd coach a lifter to do.
Here's Minisidis, who's got to try again. He was on his way back after surgery at the Olympic Games in Delhi last year, and that's really the reason why he was only 10th in the Commonwealth Games. I think otherwise he'd have been a lot higher, even perhaps challenging for a medal. That's much better, and that takes the lead by virtue of lighter body weight. Minasidis, 61.81, goes ahead of Wisniewski of Poland, who weighed in at 61.83. And the whole execution of that much better, and now he's regained some confidence.
Absolutely, gave a knowing look, I think, to the coaching staff when he made that. See, I could do this. I could do this.
Yeah, you always look at who's going to imitate Piros Dimas.
Well, he'd have to go to the other direction to do that, and he'd have to lift a big weight, in my opinion, to really imitate Dimas.
So now another repair job required, this time from the 19-year-old Turk, Atak. And this would take him into the lead by lighter body weight. And there's that little scowl at the end.
Oh, that was the eye thing. See, I was watching what was going to happen. See, limping a little coming off.
So 3 men up there at the moment on 125 kilos. And already this looking pretty competitive here, Randy.
Yeah.
And it's already sending a signal, I think, to everybody that making lifts tonight is going to be imperative. Yuri Dodoglu. He slipped down to 5th place. Failed at 120, got 120. Now 5 kilo increase. Weighed in at 61.30. So again, this would take him up to the top of the table. That bar was always away from him. He was never going to get back underneath that.
Yeah, no quitting him though. I mean, off balance, and leaning to one side. Still tries to save this thing.
This wasn't going to happen though. Remember, this is the man who actually originally was intended to lift in the 56 kilo class, where he finished 6th in Europe last year. Wasn't 100% prepared to go to 62, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know you said he could have a nice meal, but nonetheless, this isn't just that.
What was the Last Supper?
So on the bar now, you can see another 3 kilos here for Attack, who's in the lead. But just to make it clear that the other Turk, Bunyamin Sezer, and also the man who was the runner-up in this weight class a year ago, that's Antonio Bucci, they have yet to start their campaign. And just looking at the weight start list here, Bucci said he'd come in at 130 and Cesar at 130 also. So we're at 128. We're getting close. But for Attack, this is his last attempt. But important in the overall championship to stay close.
Well, he stuck it when he needed to. He's coming off with some fire in his belly, too.
What do they say in the book, The Art of War? Stay close to your friends, stay even closer to your enemies.
Yeah, good advice.
And that's what you have to do, because off stage, they're friends. On stage, they are enemies.
See, and I thought you meant, don't give up too much ground in the snatch,
Well, I did, yeah. That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah,
just stay close.
Yeah. Can't close too much of gap. The clean and jerk, because it involves more weight, gives you a better chance to make up ground, but you don't want your enemies, as it were, your competitive enemies, to get too far away from you.
But that's the magical mix of weightlifting, isn't it? I mean, it's mind and body together, and as part of the mental game, you've got to bring aggression onto that stage. You've got to attack that bar.
Right, and I don't mean to say that powerlifting is lesser, it's different, but you won't see here, for example, the guy beating his head against the bar or doing that sort of thing. It's having control of an on-off switch. They have to instantly be able to fire up in this sport.
Now here's the guy who I guess we have to regard as a bit of a favorite, having been the runner-up last year. And this is Bucci, who took the silver medal.
Is he trying to tell us something with that right shoulder?
130 kilos, not much fuss and bother about that, and into the lead.
Yeah.
Interesting little tale about this man. When he was 7 years of age, he was a little boy standing by the roadside, and a truck came past and stopped. At the moment that it stopped, one of the back wheels blew out, blew him right across into the sidewall, and for 14 days he was blind, couldn't see.
Oh gosh. Phew.
But clearly, obviously back to full health now. Long time ago. Bucci, though, 21, so 14 years ago.
Boy, that would give you a different perspective on life, right? I mean, literally, figuratively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wisniewski.
I'm glad there's a happy ending to that story.
Might be a happier one even tonight, if he gets the title. So, 130 kilos on the bar. Wisniewski challenging Bucci, and he is a whisker heavier. So this would take him up from 4th into silver in the snatch. Pressure mounting.
Up and over. Yeah. So the coach was showing that he bounced it off his legs or pulled his shoulders back violently, giving the bar an arc. There it is, boom, and making him lose it overhead behind.
And the other interesting point at 130 here is that Cesar, the other of the Turks, who was due to come in at this point, Randy, actually, clearly, the weight is going up for him. Now this is Minasidis onto the stage for his 3rd attempt, currently in the bronze medal position. This is a 5 kilo increase, and 61.81. This would take him into top place. And just asking for the bar to be cleaned. You often get a little bit of broken skin, sometimes some blood from a previous competitor on there, and for health and safety reasons, absolutely right to ask the loaders to come in and clean off.
Sometimes coaches will use that too as a way to buy a little extra time for a lifter. It can serve both purposes.
30 seconds still at his disposal. So just needs to settle, lock on. So this for the lead. Third and final attempt in this first half of the competition. 18 seconds and coming down. Settles. 10. Went out of his mind. Now he's pretty unhappy with that.
Yeah, because he basically choked.
Yeah.
And there you see the on-off switch, and he shut off when he needed to really accelerate, when he needed to commit to the left. He just, mind went, went blank, went negative, went I don't know what, can't do this, stop.
Yeah, that's
the left.
That's the light switch going off.
Here it is, just deadlifts it.
Yeah, and then he looks at the bar as if to make that the excuse.
Oh, demonize that bar. That bar did it to me.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing to do with the bar.
Right.
So, Minisidis, only 1 out of 3, stays in 3rd place, but he's going to be usurped as Wisniewski, who's currently in 4th place. So this is a chance for him to put himself into medal contention. 130, he didn't get this the second time. Now this would put him up into 2nd place on body weight. 61.83. Butchie in the lead with a body weight of 61.82. This to go silver. Oh, that is really hard. I'll tell you what, that took some fight, Randy.
Absolutely, he was determined. He was not going to just let that one go. Now, this is the opposite of throwing in the towel. You don't have a lot of situations in this sport where you're going to have grit to hang on for a long time. Basically sticks the lift, but now the fight is going to begin, and he's got to maintain tension, get the bar to control. Doesn't look as brutal in slow motion.
Really good effort, and he's put himself into the silver medal position. So Bunyami Cesar, the under-23 champion of Europe last season in Limassol, 131 kilos on the bar, and this is what he actually achieved in Cyprus at the under-23 Europeans. This is his opening weight to go into 1st place. Look at the speed, look at the power, look at the explosion. But there is a caveat here, which you and I know about, Randy. This is his strong suit. The clean and jerk most certainly is not. Yeah. So he has to make hay while the sun shines.
Right, and I'll tell you, I mentioned this earlier, you'd really rather have it be the opposite, but you know what? You got to play with the cards that you've got. And if that's the hand he's got, that he's better than the snatch, as you say, make hay while the sun shines. Try to get as much ahead as he can on as many guys as he can if he's going to lose ground in the clean and jerk.
Yeah, so he's got to build from here. He needs every single kilo of advantage. Obviously, he wants to get the gold medal in the snatch, but everybody knows it's the championship that really matters.
Yeah, because in the Olympics, you only have medals for the total.
Absolutely. So it's going to be Butchie to come out, the bar going to 134, which for him will be a 4 kilo increase. Butchie is heavier than Cesar. So steady approach onto the stage here. He's got the best part of a minute still. Doesn't worry about chalking up. He's ready from backstage. You can see those Olympic rings on his right shoulder saying, I want to be in London. I want to be an Olympian. I want to be a contender. 35 seconds. And hips were back and the bar was in front there, Randy.
Yeah, you know, too, quick note, okay, looks to me like it's an obvious allusion to the Olympic rings. He's got 4 there, or is the other one just faint? And my question is, did the IOC rule that even that tattoo would be banned and the Olympics would have to be covered up? Because I think an athlete tried to have a sponsor's name tattooed once and they banned it. Anyway, he's not going to get there with lifts like that.
No, he's not, and that opens the door a little bit for Cesar now to try and improve. But of course, Cesar's going to sit there. Interestingly with Cesar, because he actually snatched 131, but I've seen him, you know, in the past try something like 138 and bomb out with that sort of total. So there's no gimme in this.
Yeah. Well, at least he bombed big, I guess, that day, huh?
Yeah. So where we are at the moment is Cesar of Turkey in the lead with 131. Bucci in second place with one attempt left with 130. In third place, Wisniewski of Poland, who made that last attempt on 130, swinging into bronze medal position. And then Atak of Turkey, after that, sitting in fourth place on 128. And Minisidis of Greece, who, as you said, choked when he went for 130, actually now down in fifth place. So at the moment, 6 kilos separating the top 5.
Right, it's a close battle that you predicted based on the weights that guys put in initially.
Absolutely.
For their openers.
Now, Bucci, you know, that was really expensive, this second attempt failure. So once again, this 21-year-old Romanian, he did 135 in Minsk last year, should be able to do this. Oh, needs to hold and control. A little rotation, but the feet were in line, and he did steady, and he did have control of the bar.
Yeah, did a little bit of walking to his left, but you know what? You don't get style points. If it's a good lift, it's a good lift. This adjustment, chasing the bar, keeping his arms locked, keeping the weight fixed overhead. 3 white light success.
Yeah, good angle here to see the precision.
Yeah, and you can see his left foot is farther back. He does sort of a partial split as well as a squat. That, I think, is what threw him off balance, made the bar drift to his left, which is why he had to run in that direction to save it. Hold it overhead. His coach, Peter Sakach, cheering him on, giving him instructions, demonstrations.
Bucci leads, but Cesar has 2 attempts now. So 135, this would take him a kilo ahead. Actually, he's lighter than Bucci, so he needs this badly, and then he needs one more after this to build his advantage. He can't afford any mistakes in this first half. Oh, super, super.
Boy, the look of the lion, you could see that in his face, and when he stuck it, when he hit the bottom, he knew he had it. He knew he sank the pot.
Yeah, we've come into this evening. I know it's only day 2, but Turkey monstrously ahead in the medal table. 7 golds, 3 silvers, 2 bronzes. Largely, I have to say, thanks to Nurjan Taylan and today Aylin Dajdelin, both dominant in their women's weight classes. But they're building.
The Turkish women are hard to stop in Europe in the lighter bodyweight classes. Now, things will change later this week, both in terms of the women and the men and the nationalities that tend to have teams that are stronger. But, yeah, Turkey is making hay while the sun shines, definitely on the women's side.
And now 138 on the bar. Now, it was in Goyang in Korea in the World Championships of 2009 that 138 came up and was not achieved. So hopefully this is, oh, in fact, he's put the bar to 140. So here, everything we were saying, Randy, you know, they know they've got to play for high stakes poker. This is, you know, this is putting the money on the table. So 140. Now, just to put this in perspective for you, it's still 10 kilos short of Nikolai Pashalov's European record, which dates back to the Olympic Games in Sydney 2000. And the world record is 153 kilos, just to give it a little bit of perspective. But it's not about records, it's about winning the championship, winning the medals. So this, if he gets it and goes to 140, would give him a 6 kilo advantage over his nearest pursuer and a bodyweight edge as well. So this is for a personal best and one heck of a useful lead. But he's going into a little bit of unknown territory. In the training hall, yes. On the competition stage, no. Oh, terrific. What about that, Randy?
Boy, once again, you can see this guy came out to do a job and he delivered.
I mean, that is asked.
Look at him.
Asked and answered.
Yeah.
So job done, building from 131 right up to 140.
Pop, boom, sticks it.
And that gives him the gold medal, but more importantly, it gives him a cushion of advantage. And the big question, Randy, is how much he can get in the clean and jerk. Now, he clean and jerk 147, you know, in the under 20.